Hey, 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 Cindy Gould here, and welcome back to the Victory Network and the Center Stage. I am so excited, or shall I say, soul excited, to have my precious friend Gabby Barta here today. And it's nighttime where she's at. I'll let her tell you all about where she's at, but let me just tell you a little bit about her. I have had the privilege of spending some time with her through Zooms because she lives in Europe, and I met her because of my coach Jessica Quickly, which we both coach and mentor with, and from I think it was Soul Codes was the first one, right? That and the Quantum Queen. She is a coach and a mentor. She is a money manifester. She does so many really cool things and brings so much goodness to the world that you're just going to really want to just kind of be in her space because it's just yummy and juicy and fun. And so without further ado, Gabby, welcome to the center stage.
Hey, hi everybody. Thank you for having me, Cindy. Finally.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're here. And if you notice, she's got that really fun Lauren Bacall kind of voice going on right now. And because she's been a little bit with a cold, right? Or
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's that season. And where are you living? Tell everybody it's nighttime.
Right. I live in Hungary in Europe, and the sexy voice come from traveling. So I just came back from Canada where I went to meet my client. I've been working with my clients over Zoom since COVID, right? And I wanted to meet them finally. And it was a wonderful time, but also my body did not like the jet lag. So
Oh.
after I came home, I was like, oh, crashed and tired. So this is still the after season of that.
Oh, how fun. Now, did you just go to meet just one client or did you do like a retreat or?
Actually, all over Canada, I have like 300 clients, but I went to in Toronto where I have like 40, 50 people that I've met. So it was more like networking, lots of people hugging. And funny you say the retreat, because they said, Gabby, why don't you have a retreat soon coming up in Hungary? So I'm guessing next year I'm organizing one for my people that are coming over to Hungary. So very excited.
How awesome is that? That's so cool. So I always start off by asking this specific question, which I've already told you, but you have created so much really cool victory in your life in different areas. And victory doesn't just plop in somebody's lap, right? And so how have you, Gabby, created this amazing victory? Because I know you're a wife and a mom and right. And
Yeah, yeah. And three children and three
yes,
animals. Yeah,
oh,
right.
you got three animals to it and a business, I an international business. So you're available at all these hours. And how have you created that victory in your life? What have you done?
Yeah, so I think I have two keys for my success, and this is what I teach my people. First and foremost, inner work, doing your soul code and limiting beliefs and all the jazz. But then also on the outside, consistent actioning, not like one time I do some action and then I lay down, but like bam, 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 you need to action, right? But the first one is always inner work, because if people are just actioning, they can be actioning their, like repeating the patterns they have. So you want to clear the patterns first and then do the actioning. And of
So
course, also some people, they just do the meditation, the clearing, but they don't do the action part as much. So we need to combine the two of them, because that's where real magic is happening.
I love that. So the gal that I interviewed before you today, Angie Hartzell, she and I want to connect the two of you because she does like she's doing a Healing and Hope Festival where she's looking for speakers. And it's this next week and the week after, and it's online. And you'd be perfect at that because she was talking all about awareness. Now, what you're talking about is awareness plus action,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like action. And at the end of when she was talking, that's what she said. Actually, I wrote it down. She said, so become aware of what's not working and take an action that what will towards what will work. And
yeah.
it's wild because I literally had 3 minutes between her interview and you're taking like it's like I'm carrying the theme throughout the day. And the other thing that
Funny.
you did say too, though, that I know about you also is alignment. So alignment, awareness, and action.
Right. Yeah.
Like so great. So what's happened in your life, would you say, that caused you to even be doing what you're doing now?
Yeah, so I'm guessing the I started being a coach when I was very young. I was 29 years old.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, that's my passion. I love this. This is what God made me. Yeah, like this is why God wants me to be here. But also, I did not have enough clients, and I never had enough money. So I was like, God, like something is off here. I was thinking, if this is my passion, people and money just should fly to my way, right?
Right.
And I was a bit too naive at that time. So anyway, I was thinking, okay, so maybe I'm still not a good enough coach. So I went on learning and learning and learning, hoping that that would change, which was amazing. I did learn a lot of stuff, but it was still not kicking in. I was like, something is off here. So I was like, okay, so it's marketing, right? Marketing and sales. So I went into marketing and sales and did the website and all the jazz. It was, nice and helping, but still wasn't clicking. Something was still not clicking. And then 4 years ago, I found this modality that I work with. It's a one where you can like physically read subconscious stuff. And when I found it, I looked into my money stuff. And oh boy, I found a lot of craziness there that, you don't want for manifestation. And once I finally started to deleting the patterns and beliefs, I finally started thriving ever, for the first time in my coaching business. This is when I was able to have as much money and clients where I could, because in the meantime, I always had like a main job plus the coaching, on the side. But finally, I was like, okay, bye bye job. And here I am coaching business full time. And since then I'm like, okay, so money work is crucial. So everybody in business knows marketing in sales is important, but I want to get the message out that the same importance is work with money. They don't have to work with me. Like there are lots of people doing money work, but you can't do it without the internal money work.
I love that, and when you say that, it has to do with even your subconscious or your, unconscious thoughts, but a lot of that even comes in through your parents, through their parents, through that DNA, and what you heard, like things like money doesn't grow on trees, or you got to work, 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 work. And, you've got to do the 40 years to get, the watch and, the retirement, or the drop in the bucket with Social Security, or whatever the funding is that you're going to get when you're older. And I would totally, I mean, totally agree with that, that it really has to do with, again, alignment, awareness, and action,
Yeah.
right? And clearing the things out like that you were doing. So I think it's fun that you have 3 children, 3 animals, and you have a thriving business. How do you, I don't often ask this, and I feel compelled to ask it. How do you create harmony in your life? Not because I don't believe in balance per se. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because sometimes you got 5 balls in the air and all of it is important at that time, but there's ways to create harmony, right?
yeah, yeah.
How do
Well,
you?
I think a big part of it that I have a wonderful husband and he helps out a lot with children and with everything. So he's very supportive. And then the other thing is I made an inner peace of the mother I am for my children. So I am not this like super cute all over mother where like, how are you? And like, let's spend time. So I am a nice mother and wonderful, but I'm just not this mothery type, right? And in the beginning, I had a bit of a guilt around it. Like, what if I'm not the best mother? But I've made peace with it. This is what they get. This is what they chose. I am, a different kind of mother who is more like, I think you would call like a helicopter mother, just looking from, everything okay, okay, cool. Let me just fly over. Uh,
But you know what? You said that though. This is what they chose, and you're the perfect mom for them. right?
Yeah, right,
Moms
right.
that are watching right now, that you literally just took pressure off of them because,
Yeah, yeah,
come on, right? Because, just think back to in the beginning of your mom, your momness, and you were probably had some guilt and shame like a lot of moms do. And when they
yeah,
work and they can't be at the events or the field trips or the other things. And,
yeah,
I know, even in my history of working, and I was in executive management, and part of one of the things that we had is one of our in our corporate culture was, hey, if you've got doctor's appointments, softball games, basketball games, cheerleading practice, any of that stuff, you better be there instead of at work. And you can take your work home, you can do whatever, we'll work around it. But I came at it from a mom space, because I knew kind of those things. And now, especially since, 2020, when we were all sheltered at home, now we have all these great tools like, before, instead of it was just Skype and Zoom was barely a thing, right? And now look at you and I get to be friends and colleagues and other things and do things together through this beautiful method,
right.
and post. And so now more moms can actually, or parents, not just moms, but dads can be at home. I was on an event yesterday. It was so funny. And all of a sudden, how we all have our backgrounds, or whatever, right? And this gentleman's talking and it's his turn to present and talk. And all of a sudden you see, because you can't really see anything in the background, right? But you see a hand come through. And another thing, and his kid, he's like 4 years old or whatever, is literally climbing around his dad and his dad's head. But it was the most endearing thing to me. I'm like, wow, what I wouldn't give to when my dad was working, right? 10, 16-hour days, that it would have been so cool. I had the privilege of having a stay-at-home mom, but it would have been so cool to be able to just climb all over my dad, right? Like, so talk to me then about your clients, because you go in and you do, now do you do money webinars too, or do you just do one-on-one things? Like, tell everybody, do you have things coming up that they can participate in, or?
Yeah, so either people can, work with me one to one, but also I have a like a small group. This is what I love very much, like only 6 people in my group. And then everybody gets like a 10 minutes sharp focus where I go into their energy. And I think partially the reason why I am blessed to see so much result in my work is the following. So whenever somebody has a block, it could be money or something else. The problem is that we store the blocks in different places. So it's, the money block is in your ancestral line, it's in your childhood, it's in your chakras, it's in your meridian system, it's in your inner child, it's in coming from a previous life, it's in your body as an energy. And in order to shift quickly, you want to tap into most of the layers, as many as possible. And very often when we do some healing, so for example, when we do limiting belief, it just focuses on one or two areas. But in my sessions, I'm very quick and efficient, and I tap into most of the layers all the time.
Mm.
It's like boom, 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 boom. And then I make sure that these systems, they go into this high frequency, level 5, or like the love frequency. And then miracles and synchronicities happen there just immediately.
That's so awesome. That's really cool. So now, how old are your children?
Yeah, the smallest one is 7, and the biggest one is 14. So they're still pretty young.
So do any of them lean towards any of the giftings that you have?
I think my little girl, yeah, she's in between. She's 10 and she's very sensitive and she can, do similar things.
Fun. How totally fun. So
Yeah.
in order for you to do the type of work that you do, and then to create the victory that you've created, was there anything in your youth or in your young adult time that you would say kind of just where you had like an aha, like, hey, you know, or did you just kind of always just feel a pull towards what you're doing?
Not in my youth. In my youth, I was thinking, to be a teacher.
Yeah.
So I studied teaching, and I was a German teacher for a while. I think what really got me into my path is a sickness I've had 5 years ago. It was an autoimmune disease, and it was like very shocking for me because here I was, mostly happy lady with three children, and yet there was this autoimmune condition coming up at the age of 30 something. And I was like, something is off here. So that was more like, as I look back later on, of course, I did not know at that time, but it was more like an initiation for me to finally step up into my power. Because in that time, the doctors, they were nice and helpful, but they said, Gabby, you need to take steroids, right, for the rest of your life. And I was like, no, it doesn't sound good. So at that time, I had this deep knowing that I have the power to undo this, to heal this. I didn't know how or when, but I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. So this is when my power, could be the psychic power, also the manifesting power, really woke up, and I'm not letting to, put into sleep again.
Good for you. Good for you. So going forward, what do you have coming up that people could do you have like any events, or are you speaking anywhere, or and I know when I post this, uh, guys, check in the comment section, because Gabby's going to put all the ways that you can reach her. Or do you have a book or a blog or anything,
Yeah,
like
yeah. So every month I have a free master class where people can come in and get free transformation from me. It's happening next week, I think Thursday. I will put the time up. It's 7 p.m. CET time, but I will share with you guys. And it's really like, have a like, if people feel like they like me, I want to have them taste what it feels like to work with me, because
okay.
this is how I want always the taste, and whether I like the taste, I will go forward. So and then also they can get a powerful reading and transformation as well.
Oh, thank you. That's so great. And thank you for that. So before we close for today, a couple of things. I'm so excited because Gabby is going to be coming on Create Your Victorious Life after the first of the year sometime. I know it's going to be fun. And also I'm sure she'll be coming back here and be a guest again. Thank you so much. But is there anything that you have on your heart that you want to leave with everybody in regards to them creating victory in their life?
Yeah, yeah. There's one affirmation coming up that I wanted to share with the people, especially with women, because women in business, they work a bit differently than men. For them, love and to be loved is very important. Of course, they want success too, but this love and caring is so important. So I want to give out the following affirmation, which goes like this: Money is the energy of love. I
Mm.
choose money. I choose love. Therefore, I choose money.
Oh, I love that. Money is the energy of love. I
I
choose.
choose love, and therefore, I choose money.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, well, we're going to end on that because that's a mic.
Okay.
And really quick, I'm just going to say, like I do all the time, to all of you watching now or in the future, sink into your heart and ask, what do I have to believe to create my victorious life? Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Gabby. This has been great. I just love you. So thanks so
Thank
much.
you, Cindy.
Uh-huh.